All right, here we are again. Sorry for the confusion, but here we go.
All right, so next thing to talk about is your big business launch. It is important to know that this is not considered a party. This is basically your way of celebrating your new business with your close friends and family and whomever you want to invite. It's just celebrating your new venture. That's what this is. So when trying to figure out when to do your BBL, try to plan the day for your BBL within the first 2 to 3 days of actually starting your business in your first 30 to 60 days. It's something that can either be in the morning or the evening, whichever. You can also do things virtual. If you wanted to do your event through Skype, FaceTime, Zoom conference like what we're doing now. When you're inviting your friends and family, we recommend that you use paper invitations, mostly because it's really hard to say no to a paper invitation. You can, however, utilize Facebook for getting addresses, so you can create an event page and just ask people for their invitation or for their addresses. You can text people. That's the only time that I will say that you can maybe do a group text message just saying, hey guys, I'm super excited to start my business and I'd like to celebrate with you. I would love to send you an invitation with your address. And then the night of the actual event, there are videos that you can watch, and that's something that your leader should really help you with in planning those events. There are videos that you can watch. There are presentations that you can use. And then after the event, always make a list of people to follow up with, people that have expressed interest, maybe have said, oh, I'm looking at this Redefine over here. I would like to know more about it, blah, blah, blah. Take down their name and their phone number if you don't already have it, or email address, and follow up with them. It is so crucial that after your BBL that you have a list of people that you can follow up with, because that is where your momentum is going to come from.
And I don't know if the next one is gonna, so at your BBL, we usually do mini facials, which has a microdermabrasion packet, paste packet, a night renewing serum capsule, and a lip serum capsule that we put in a little package so you can send products home with the people who came to your launch. And then there's an option to do like a raffle or something like that for a more big ticket item. And there's a format that we go along in a launch. The most important thing for you guys to know is at your launch, you are not responsible to explain anything, because let's be real, you guys don't know anything. And so there's no reason for you guys to feel pressure like, oh shoot, like I just started like a week ago. Now they want me to talk about these products. Like there's no way I'm going to do that. And we don't want you to do that, because we are here for you. That is us being a trainer. And so if we don't live in the same city or state, we utilize technology and we come in over FaceTime, and we'll go through this BPPO format, which is business, products, possibility, or press, and opportunity. And so we will cover that for you. There's no reason why you should feel stress doing that yourself. As always, we are here as a team to support and to help. So never feel like you're responsible for something like that.
Okay, so getting started with the basics. First thing to know is what a preferred customer means, the PC Perks program. It's a great opportunity to offer your network of people, if they are ordering something that's over $80, in order to qualify for the PC Perks program, their order needs to be over $80. First things first, they get 10% off and free shipping, which is huge. There is a one-time fee of $20 for the program. However, if they were not using the PC perks with the free shipping and the 10% off, it ends up kind of equaling out, that $20 does. So when you're explaining it to others, you say, okay, well, let's do the math. Let's compare the retail price against the PC perks price. That's something that I always do just to really show the value of the program. It enrolls them into basically a replenishment program, which means every 60 to 90 days, they will have a new regimen or whatever products that they're using sent out to them to be replenished. It's something that they can always modify or delay. That's your job to do. I actually have an alert set in my phone a week before the shipment goes out. It always goes out on the 20th of every month. A week before that date, I follow up with all my customers and I say, hey, how's it going? How are you doing on product? Do you feel like you're going to need a replenishment this month, or do you think you can wait another 30 days? And they'll tell me yes or no. If they say yes, I click the OK button under their account and I say, okay, yeah, go ahead and ship it. And if not, then I can delay it for them. Or if they, if it's something that they don't want to do anymore, they can cancel at any time. There's no fee to them at all. And then let me see, when you are setting up a PC, when you set up their password, it's always their first initial, last name, and then the number 1. And then for your new business partners, this is actually somewhat new to me. I just had 2 people come on my team, and they're my first 2 girls, and they actually came on within a day of each other, like Megan and I did. So as a leader, I'm learning this. But for new business partners or new prospects, when they're initially interested, always send them your .biz website. It's a great way to utilize that website, and it'll give them the direct link to each of the business kits. And it's set up under your account. So when you are signing them up, always make sure, I need to move this out of the way just so that way I don't lose track of what I'm saying. When you're signing them up, always say yes to Pulse and CRP. That is super important when they're getting started because you need Pulse. Pulse is something that's going to track all of your orders. It's going to track where you're at as far as your PSQV, and that's something that we can talk about and what that means. It's something that that's something that they're going to need. And then CRP, it's the Consultant Replenishment Program. Just, always put that. If they want to delay it or defer it, they totally can. But when they're signing up, that's something that they're going to need as well. And then when you are signing them up, that's something that you will sign them up together. So that way you can explain what you're doing, what each thing means, and that way they're not doing it and being like, well, I don't know what this is, and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, that's what I have to say about this.
Yeah, so CRP can kind of be confusing. It took me a long time to get the full gist of it, and I think we go over it later on as well. But yeah, as the Consultant Replenishment Program goes, you want to, it's made and used for us to further our business. So we purchase things like microdermabrasion paste packets so we can make mini facials. And there's different things that we can do as like these bulk orders or giveaways or incentives, things like that. It's made for us to use to further and grow our business. So in order to get your full commission, you want your CRP turned on, and you want to purchase $80 or more a month in your own purchases or in retail purchases. So for instance, someone for me, and your CRP purchases goes towards your CV on your Pulse dashboard. It's going to have your CV, your PSQV, and then your EC legs and promotions. I guess on your screen it goes like this. And so your CRP goes towards your consultant volume, which is your CV, which is on your far left, and your retail purchases. So for me, last month, I made a CRP order of $80. And so my CRP or my CV on my Pulse said 80. And then someone from my church ordered a retail order of Soothe. So that was about $170. And so that boosted my CV up to, I'm horrible at math, but around 220. And so that put me over and gave me a full commission that I earned once I earned my full 35% commission once I hit 600 PSQV. And I think most of you probably have heard what PSQV is. And so you want 600 PSQV to earn your full 35% commission. If you're under 600 PSQV, you get 10% commission. And in order to earn that full commission, you want your CRP on and above 80 points on your consultant volume. Did I explain it in a
way better than I ever could, which is why we were here.
Okay, as long as you guys think that it makes sense and I wasn't just spewing out madness. And then when we go over the preferred customer program over 3-way calls, you guys will really get an idea of how you want to explain it, listening to your trainer. I usually say, this is a replenishment program, but it is my job as your Rodan and Fields girl to manage your account for you. So you will never receive anything that you didn't specifically ask me for. The one-time fee of $19.95 basically gets paid off in your very first order because shipping on its own is around $15. So it's really something that I suggest you doing, and it's a lifetime of 10% off and free shipping.
Okay, so am I explaining how to use this website? I'm so sorry. This is very unprofessional of me to ask, but
no, it's okay. It's just basically showing what your .biz website is going to look like versus your .com.
Okay. So this, for some reason, this isn't moving over for me, but this is what your .biz website looks like. So when you send someone your .biz website, what you'll do is you'll say, okay, here's the site, blah, blah, blah. You would click on enroll now, and then basically you would type in, you would have them type in your name. So for me, if I'm like, hey, when you click on enroll now, type in Kelsie Earl, it'll come up with my little picture and it says Kelsie Earl, consultant in blah, 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 Idaho. You would click on my name, and then it pulls up all the different business gifts. And then another thing I like to add is there's a few different tabs here. The first tab says about RNF. That basically goes over the business, what we're all about, the history behind the business, our doctors and things like that. And then your about me. That is a great place that you can put your why you're doing this, or your story. And then the business, and then the products are those other tabs as well. And then for your 90-day plan, this is basically a great plan to get started on how you want to get your investment back. We have a program called the Fast Start program. We actually have among us a Fast Start earner. Her name is Miss Meghan Killian. She is a great way. She's herself, but am I still going? Okay, it froze on me for a second. But we have several different incentive plans and compensation plans. Your short and long-term plan, I like to think of that as, okay, how do you want to run your business? In the first month, what are some goals of yours? Like, well, how much money would you like to make? How many people do you want to reach out to? How many PCs do you want to bring on, or consultants and things like that? And then within a quarter, same thing. Within a year, same thing. Meghan, I would feel more comfortable if you explained the Fast Start program. And I think, as an earner, just, giving your testimony of it and how you did it and things like that would be a great thing for our girls to hear.
Yeah, absolutely. So to earn your initial investment back, you need to hit level 2 and maintain level 2 for 2 consecutive months within your first 3 months of business. So to get to level 2, you need to bring on 2 business partners, and those 2 business partners need to hit EC, their first promotion, and also maintain that. So it's all a team effort. You don't get to level 2 without a little help from your friends. So, and when you hit that level 2 for 2 consecutive months, you will receive a check from the doctors for your initial kit purchase. And then after 6 months, if you hit level 3 and maintain level 3, so that is 4 EC legs is what we call them. So there are 4 consultants that you've brought on and that have hit EC for 2 consecutive months. So, and it's a direct partner. So it's not like I brought on Kelsie and then one of her girls hit EC. That doesn't count for me. It needs to be direct beneath you. And so if you hit level 3 by the end of your 6 months, then you receive an additional bonus check for the same price of your business kit. So you can receive, if you get you come in under the $395, you can receive a check for around $800. And if you did the $995, you can receive up to $2,000 cash back from the doctors. And the reason why they do the Fast Start program is because you're learning all of this stuff and you're learning how to be a consultant. But if you get this Fast Start, you can also learn how to be a leader, and you can be part of these training calls. And if you bring somebody on, the person above you is going to be training you as a consultant, but also as a trainer for the person that is underneath you as well. So it gives you a really fast boost to start off your business, and it gives you a fast start, and it helps you really grow your business at a rapid rate. And when you start faster, you continue to grow and grow and grow. And some people make a slower start, and that's totally fine too. There's tons of people who've seen a lot of great success with that as well. So it's just a really great incentive to get people moving fast, and it's a really great reward for working hard. There was my testimonial about it. It was super exciting for me because I basically got a business for free, which is going to continually give me this income. And I got to start a really great business with a really amazing company for no investment, basically. And it was hard work, but again, it didn't come all on my own. I used my upline a lot. I think every single one of you have talked with Emily or Ashley as I was talking with each of you in the beginning of the process. And so it's really important to utilize your upline and those 3-way calls, because that's really where you get the extra confirmation, that third-party confirmation. where they hear somebody else's story, or something that they might say might hit home to them more than anything that you've said in the whole process. So it's a way that the doctors really give back, and they continue to do that through our whole business. And once you hit level 5, that's really where the amazing, amazing incentives come into play, where you go on free trips and the leadership getaways. And that's a goal of mine for next year, is I want to be on that Cabo trip next year. So it's my goal to hit level 5 and maintain that and get a spot at that leadership getaway. So there's like Beats headphones that get sent. There's bracelets and purses, and just all different kinds of incentives that the doctors reward us with because of our hard work. Because honestly, they wouldn't be where they are. They wouldn't be number 2 if it wasn't for us as consultants. And I mean, them putting themselves in the direct sales channel in the first place and giving us the chance. So it's their way to reward us and to keep us motivated. This is kind of going along the same lines. So yeah, you can see on the left, there's the level 2 personal reimbursement, and then the level 3 additional bonus. And then the lead the way is where you can see you can get the Beats headphones and the retreats and the purses and all of those things that we are rewarded with by earning miles. And you reward miles by the number of PCs you have each month. So if you have 10 or more PCs each month, you receive a mile. If you have a certain number of EC legs, you receive a mile. And they build upon each other. It's not like a cell phone contract where you start new every month. And so if you build up to 45 miles, you receive an all expenses paid trip to Las Vegas. And you can see it's 5 miles for milestone 1. Is that 10 for milestone 2, 20 for milestone 3, 25, and continually goes up. So yeah, that's another reason to continually build your business and your team, is that you continually get rewarded with things like this from the doctors themselves.
Okay, so really this is something that's like, you know, why should people in your network choose Rodan & Fields? Well, you can tell them that you have the credibility of the doctors behind you. We have 2 doctors, Katie Rodan and Kathy Fields, who created this, you know, billion-dollar company with Proactive. And here they are with their new company, Rodan & Fields, and obviously they have this credibility with Proactive. And now they have these clinically proven products that are creating these outstanding results for people all over the world. I was at one point a Proactive user. I liked it. With Rodan & Fields, I can honestly say I love it. And that is a huge difference to say. And with, you know, choosing Rodan & Fields, timing is everything, because our business is growing. And we're on the road to number 1. You've probably seen all of our hashtags going around, hashtag RF Road to 1. And I think all you girls made a fantastic choice with choosing Rodan & Fields at the time that you have, because this year is huge for us. We have new products coming out in the fall, and that's something that you can leverage in your own businesses when you're talking to people in your network about coming on as Cs, or people that are wanting to choose products and things like that. Now it really is the time. I mean, don't go around spouting up like, no, it's the time, all of you guys need to come and do this. Don't do that. But really though, like, now is the time. And there are several different ways that you can receive compensation. You can see right here on the slide, it says the retail profit. With all of your retail sales, you receive a 16% to 25% commission. And then with your executive payout, basically with people directly underneath you, you receive 5%. So basically, you know, with people directly underneath me, I receive 5%. And then people directly underneath the girls that are direct under me, 5%. And then it goes down to 5 generations. After 5 generations, you're cut off and you're done. That's where it ends for you, because this business is built upon women who, you know, the doctors really value training our girls, and we want to make sure that you are successful. That is what we are here for. That is why we are doing this. You are what's driving us, because we want your businesses to thrive, and we want to, you know, we want to help you succeed. So after 5 generations, it kind of becomes hard to train and to have those personal relationships. That's why they cut us off at 5 generations. There are many incentives that can help, you know, keep us motivated, and bonuses that will help keep us motivated. And those incentives and bonuses are also great for people that we're trying to pull through our funnel. You know, Team Give, Team True, Team Inspire, all those teams. There are always, really almost every month or every other month, there's some type of incentive or bonus that are great to help us leverage it in our businesses. So that's something that you always should be aware of. And that's something, you know, that they'll say on the Facebook pages as well. Okay, so as far as your qualifying criteria, Megan actually did a great job about explaining this a little bit. So your sales volume, your SV, that kind of comes from your CRP, and that is your personal product and things that you can watch on your pulse and your retail orders. That's where your sales volume comes from, retail and your CRP orders. And then your PSQV, your personal sales qualifying volume, that is what you use to track where you're at as far as meeting those milestones and meeting your title, so to speak. So your preferred customers, the retail doesn't count on this, but your preferred customers count towards your PSQV. And then when you start developing your team and they use their CRP orders or they receive retail customers, that also helps boost your PSQV. So for you new girls who are just starting, your goal is to reach an executive consultant. That is your first milestone. That's something that you really want to strive for. I tell my girls within the first month, and that's something that's, you know, very doable. And in order to get there, you need to be at 600 PSQV and above. A team standard of excellence is to be at 1,500 PSQV every month. And that's something that you'll build upon every month by your network of PCs and Cs as well.
And 600 PSQV usually equals out to be 3 to 4 regimens. And there are smaller orders where someone would get just like an eye cream and an eye cloth for $80, so about 80 PSQV. But if you get regimens, it's about 3 to 4 regimens.
Okay, so as far as your sales volume, this kind of works down as far as like how you're supposed to, it'll work itself, I suppose. So to hit 100 SV, that comes from, again, your retail sales, your Pulse website, and then the consultant replenishment program. And then to build on your PSQV, that will come from the SV bucket of personal sales from the people on your team, consultant kits and orders, and then PC orders as well.
Okay, so this we kind of went over a little bit. So this is how we promote through the company. So if you see there, it has EC leg. So that is executive consultant underneath you, a direct executive consultant. So once you guys bring on one consultant who then hits 600 PSQV, gets promoted as an executive consultant, you hit level 1. And it goes down from there. And that's where I said, level 5 is 8 EC legs direct to you. And that's where you start getting the really good incentives, the really good giveaways, things like that. It goes down from there where you can be premier, elite, the RFX earner, which are the people who have these enormous, like team all in, Allie and people like that. And then we have the $1 million earners, like Romy, if you guys have seen her. I follow her on Facebook. She's great. Who have earned $1 million or more since enrollment. And I mean, that's 3 to 4 years in the company. And totally doable for all of us. And then a really great way to kind of add into your orders are people who might be interested more in, the anti-age. We like to suggest them also adding on the AMP roller to their order when we tell them, it improves the efficacy of your regimen by 50%. And if you bundle it, it saves you 20% on that tool. And so that adds to your PSQV for a bigger volume. And talks a little bit about the different kits of a lot of successful consultants start out on the $9.95 kit. That doesn't mean someone who starts on a smaller kit isn't going to be as successful. But they say, people who have a bigger investment have a bigger drive. And that could be true with some people. It could be not with others. It all depends on the person who is doing the business and what kind of personal drive they have. And something that's really important is to set your hours of operation. I work during nap time and after bedtime because my 18-month-old will not allow me to be on a phone call without her screaming in my ear and clawing at my ankles. So that's not very professional. So I do it while she's asleep, and that's what works best for me. It's just important to stay consistent and for the people that you're talking to know what your hours are. And always use your time wisely. You want to do income producing activities. So, just cruising Facebook, that's not going to improve your income or your volume. But going through Facebook and finding people who you hadn't thought of and sending out an email, that's income producing. And that's something that you need to spend your time doing. Reach outs and, listening to a call, all these things are going to help you with your education of the products and the business, and in turn, help you get sales as well.
And then one thing I'd like to add to before we continue on what Meghan was saying is, when you're setting up your hours of operation, it doesn't necessarily need to be like, okay, I need to set aside an hour today. It can be, let's say you're at the gym and you're on the elliptical or something. You can send a quick text or an email to someone that you've had on your mind. It can be 5 minutes there, 15 minutes here and there. Or if you're like, Meghan and I, and you've got 18-month-olds, like you can do it during nap time and after bedtime. Honestly, it's whatever works for you, so long as you're working up to, 7, 10, 15 hours a week. As long as that's what it equates to, then you're going to start producing an income. And you're working
and what you want out of your business. If you're just going for that shameless shoe fund, working 3 to 4 hours is fine. But if you're looking to replace an income, you'll probably want to invest a little bit more time into your business and your growth. But it all depends on what you're looking for. Everybody's different for sure.
Yep.
Lifestyle marketing. I'm obviously not so great at presenting myself in the greatest of fashions, like some of these other fabulous women are. I was just listening to Emily's Weekend Warrior video where she says, you know, you want to look your best, you want to feel your best while you're talking about your business. And I totally understand that. I am not so great at that. I need to be better. But, you know, my skin looks good, so whatevs. I'm good with it. And so it's all about how you present yourself and your business. If you're excited, people are going to feel your excitement and they're going to be interested. It's all about how you present the business to other people, and how you incorporate it into conversation. You don't want to bombard someone with information. So a really good way is to, start the conversation and circle it back to them, ask them questions so it generates interest and they don't feel like you're just attacking them with information. They find themselves wanting to know more and asking you those questions, versus you just spewing out a bunch of information and them being like, whoa, like that's way too much, if you know what I mean. And then, we have all of these different resources for us. The Facebook pages, which some can get kind of overwhelming, but they're always nice to have, just to search and get some information or some suggestions or things like that. We have our Pulse. We have a communications corner. We have different events that happen in our areas. People in the Chicago area, you have a lot with our team specifically, but there are more Rodan and Fields sponsored events that happen that you'll get emails about, this is happening in Austin, Dallas, Houston for me here in Texas. And use these resources wisely and use them often. And then we have our RF Payday where we can track our income, and Communications Corner, which is where you can find, if you just Google Rodan and Fields Communications Corner, it'll pop up for you. And that's where you can find like Rodan and Fields graphics to post on Facebook, or like your glow flyer to go with your mini facials that your trainer will send to you for your big business launch, things like that. It's a really great resource to have to send these graphics and information to people who are interested. We have a lot of support with these calls, the Rocking Robins calls, the Powered by You calls with Romy, our own Team True and Team Inspired training calls. We reference, again, the 14-day training list that we send out when you first start. And they have a goal of 2 new consultants a month and 4 new preferred customers a month. Again, it's what you want to do. It's not the same for everybody, but it's something that they would like us to strive for to really grow our business at a rapid rate. And the big picture, strong 8 leaders, that's when you get to level 5, is having 8 strong EC legs beneath you that can maintain you at that level 5 status.